welcome. Today's video is going to be an overview of the Easy Chuck by Easy Wood Tools. In the very near future, not just the chuck, but all the products that Easy Wood Tools offer are going to be available directly here in the UK. And the main advantage obviously there is that we won't be incurring hefty customs duties and import taxes, and indeed having to endure long lead times. Now in May, on the 5th and 6th at the NEC in Birmingham, I'm sure most of you know that there's a huge event taking place called Makers Central. And Makers Central is not just attracting makers from around the world, it's also attracting producers and manufacturers, one of whom is going to be Easy Wood Tools. So you'll have the opportunity at Makers Central to go onto their stand, have a look at their tools and indeed the chuck up close and personal, and ask any questions that you might have about their products. Now, I don't intend to do a comparison with other manufacturers or chucking systems, just to offer you an insight into the Easy Chuck, its unique features and some of the accessory jaws that are available for it. So without further ado, I'll change the camera angle now and we'll have a look at the Easy Chuck by Easy Wood Tools. Okay, so what have we got in the box? Well, the first and most important thing obviously is the chuck. It's a 4-inch chuck, it's very heavy, it's solid, it's well manufactured. All the components, the body and all the jaws, etc. are corrosion resistant, which is a great feature too. It comes with a standard set of 1 3/8 inch dovetail jaws. You can also get 2 3/8 dovetail jaws, the same profile but obviously bigger. At the back you have 2 grub screws which are there to lock the chuck onto the spindle for sanding in reverse. It is not recommended to use this feature for turning in reverse, just for sanding. So that's a neat little feature too. Okay, it comes with a 1/8 ball-headed Allen key and also the 5/16 chuck key, which is very sturdy and solid as well. You also get a double-ended worm screw for your bowl turning, and the diameter of the screw thread is 3/8 and also half an inch, so that covers all the size bowls that you need to be turning. There's also a little packet with 2 spare springs for the jaw sliders and also 2 spare grub screws, which is a nice little touch. It also comes with a spindle ring which you put onto your spindle, and when you put your chuck onto the spindle, that greatly reduces the possibility of it sticking to the spindle when you want to remove the chuck. Okay, so one feature on the chuck is what they call the zoom ring, and that very quickly opens and closes the jaws without the aid of a chuck key. Obviously, when you've gotten to the distance you want, it's on the tenon, you do a final tighten down with the chuck key as normal. But it's a very quick and easy way of changing the size of the jaw diameter. Now, if we're going to put the worm screw in, we can get it, and that just fits in. So we want to open it a little bit, put that in, and there's a flange, and then that flange has to seat on the jaws there. So you can close the jaws, make sure that the flats are opposite the bottom of the jaw there. So we've got it right down here. Grab hold of your chuck key for the final tighten down, and then just press and secure, and the job is done. And then what you would do is screw your blank on, turn the outside of your bowl, sand and finish. You've turned your tenon, so now you want to take it off the worm screw and then reverse chuck it into your jaws. So you need to take the worm screw out, which is what you would do under normal circumstances, and then you can open the jaws very quickly with your hand, take out the worm screw, reduce them down to approximately where your tenon's going to be, put your bowl in with the tenon there, and do the final tighten up with the chuck key. job done. So that zoom feature is a very welcomed addition. Now, to change jaws or to take the jaws out, it's simplicity itself. The ball-headed Allen key, there's a little hole at the top of the jaw. You merely press that in and it releases. And to put the jaw back in again, you just locate it in the slider and click it home. Job done. Simplicity itself. What I'm going to do, and maybe I'll regret doing this because I'm a bit ham-fisted, is see how long it takes me to actually take out 4 jaws and put 4 jaws in, because that is quite a lengthy process when you're doing it normally. Okay, so I'll start at the second hand is on the 12, and we'll start. So that's 1 jaw out, 2 jaws out, 3 jaws out, 4 jaws out. Put the long nose jaws in. Didn't have them prepared. Well, that doesn't matter, does it? 1 in, 2 in, doesn't matter where I put them, 3 in and 4 in. Job done. That took me just over 25 seconds. You know, I know it's not a race, but it's so convenient, so easy and so simple, and your jaws are in there, so you can change your jaws out in absolutely no time at all. Okay, well, we'll change the camera angle again now, and I'll go through the various types of jaws that you can get. Okay, so the first set of jaws are the jaws that come standard with the chuck, and they're the 1 3/8 dovetail jaws. They're dovetailed internally and externally, so that's a nice feature. Then we've got the long nose jaws, which have again a dovetail internally and externally on the end of the jaw, and also inside they are serrated, which give great grip and security, especially on wet tenons, wet wood, where you get compression. So that's a really good feature there as well. And because they extend from the chuck, it allows you to get behind and get close in to the piece you're working on. Then there are another set of extended jaws here, which have a dovetail at the end, and inside, instead of the serrations of like the other one, there is a channel on the internal side of each jaw, and they're ideal then for drilling pen blanks, for example. Note the fact that you can tighten down with the zoom ring and then final tighten with your chuck key, and then that then can be drilled for a pen blank, or indeed if you're working on finials, small stuff like that, this is ideal. You're away from the chuck body, you're away from the headstock, and you can work unhindered on that. Great set of jaws. And I do like the fact that there are dovetails on the external to grip small recesses as well, and you can then again be away from the chuck when you're working. You've got the stepped dovetail jaws. Now these are really versatile because you can put a tenon of 2.5 inches, 3 inches or 3.5 inches, which would more than be adequate for any bowls that I will be turning, and that is in compression mode. And in expansion mode there is a dovetail on the outside rim, and that will expand into a 4.25 inch recess. So these jaws are very versatile indeed. And finally we have the big easy jaws for reversing your bowl, cleaning up the foot of the bowl, putting some detail at the foot. Not meant for turning, actually hogging out wood, but for just finishing the base of your bowls. Very, very handy. This particular set is for a 16-inch swing lathe, which I've got, and that will actually compress onto a 14-inch diameter bowl. You can also get a smaller set for lathes with a 12-inch swing, and believe it or not, you can actually get extensions if you've got what I call a massive lathe with a 20-inch swing over the bed, and you merely attach the extensions with the screws provided in the pack, and then that gives you a massive capacity to actually finish turn the bottom of an 18-inch bowl, which is incredible. So a great deal of versatility there. One word of caution: when you're removing and putting in the studs, use the key provided. Don't use a drill, because what's going to happen is you could very well strip the threads out on the jaw plates, because they are made of aluminium. Very well machined, very well manufactured again, and they do run very true. One important point to mention: when you want to remove the jaws, you have a hole at the front of the jaws, and that releases them, and it's exactly the same system as putting any other jaw in to replace them. The other thing, of course, is that your standard key won't fit because the jaws are too high, but they supply an extended Allen key which fits in for doing your final tightening. Well, I hope you found that of some interest. For any further information on products and services that Easy Wood Tools offer, pop along to their website, and I'll put a link in the description below. And for those of you that are going to be going to Maker Central on the 5th and 6th of May at the NEC in Birmingham in the United Kingdom, I look forward to seeing you there. And don't forget to pop along to the Easy Wood stand, where the guys will be more than happy to answer any questions you have, and you can have a look up close and personal at what they've got to offer. Well, thanks very much indeed for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you very soon. Cheers now.